we do the Thanksgiving at my uncle's place. It's great. Bunch of my family's over. My uncle is the one. This was trippy to me. So my uncle has two daughters, who are like, oh God, I don't even know if I know that. I think now they are 17 and 13. How old would you be if you're about to be a freshman in high school? You'd be 13, right? So oldest one is 17. One of them is 13. The one who's about to go into high school. So one's literally about to go into college, or is senior year, and then the other's at 13. Okay. So yeah, I think they're like 13 and 17. I have not like hung out with them, or like I think I saw them at like a Thanksgiving. Like I would have seen them at a Thanksgiving maybe a couple years ago when one of them I think like when the older one, who's now about to go to college, when she was maybe like a freshman. But what's funny to me is I remember them from back when I lived in San Francisco, because then I would hang out with them pretty regularly. I'd go to like family events, or I'd go to dinner with them, or I'd go hang out at their house with them. And that was back when they were both like, I don't know, when they would have been, how many years ago was that? Like 7 years ago? So they would have been like 10 and 6, like 11 and 7. And that was the golden era, chat. I would watch Disney movies with them. I used to watch Frozen with them and sing songs. I think there's somewhere on the IG, there's literally a photo of them like styling my hair. Like, it's like an old photo of them, like, you know, these two girls like styling, like they're like sitting on chairs styling my hair for me. And I was basically like their big brother. And they were so much fun. They're the best. Now they suck, dude. They just roast me constantly. They're just like, I show over. Dude, bro, I thought the new kids were like cool as shit. Like, so I pull up and like, I wear a purse, right? Or a handbag, right? Cause it's like, yeah, fuck me. I need to, you know, carry extra shit like insulin fucking pens and needles and shit. And I got, you know, fucking passport that I have to carry because my ID is expired, all this shit. And the older one is like, yo, I'm not saying their names, so I don't like dox them, but the older one's like, yo, Nathan, is that a Merce? You go around with a Merce? Is that what's cool for you guys now? I was like, what the fuck? And so I'm like shit talking. And so now the thing is, I shit talk like, oh, I was also like, oh, hey, like, older niece, you know, like I went to the Eras tour. I'm wondering, like, are you guys like into Taylor Swift? She's like, I hate Taylor Swift. I'm an anti-Swiftie. We're not about. She's so counterculture and so cool. Her and her friends don't fuck with Taylor Swift. They're like all in. Dude, she listens to like fucking underground hip hop from the Bay Area. She's way too cool. She's like shitting on my. And so I'm just like, I like spit back. I'm like, yo, older niece, do you even have a car? It's like, yeah, I have like this Hyundai. I'm like, yeah, this is worth more than your fucking car, okay? So talk to me when you have like actual money, broke bitch. And I'm just like, me and my older niece just fucking like just going at it. Also, apparently I've been told that I can't call people broke. Someone else got in trouble for that. So this is just for the sake of the story. Anyways, Bay Area kids are rude and blunt. Yeah. Wouldn't they be your cousins if they're your uncle's kids? Oh, you're right. They are my cousins. Oh, shit. I think I always think of them as my nieces because, okay, not to go into like Blau family lore, but like my dad is the oldest of the Blau sons of my grandpa Blau, you know, Holocaust survivor, fought in World War II, Blau, the cool grandpa. My dad's the oldest son. And then like there's like a 20-year age gap between him and his youngest brother. And his youngest brother is the one who has the two daughters. And I'm closer in age to him than he is to my dad. Yeah, I think they're my nieces because I'm old. Exactly. Anyways, yeah, you're right. They're my cousins. So anyways, my 17-year-old cousin, we're at Thanksgiving. Her and I are just fucking arguing with each other the whole, like just fucking roasting each other the whole time. But she's actually really cool. It's like, it's interesting to see that, like, to see her grow up and be like, damn, like she's actually like her own person now. Is like kind of like, it's kind of like fucking cool, like kind of like counterculture, fucking, I don't know. I thought she was cool. Anyways, like Thanksgiving wraps up. I'm crashing over at their place that night. And so it's my uncle, his 2 daughters, and me. And then like me and my uncle are just like, he and I are chill. We're doing like some boys shit. Like we're cracked open some beers. We're watching The Big Lebowski. Like this is a Thanksgiving classic, dude. We're watching Big Lebowski, drinking some beers on the couch. And then oldest cousin comes up and she's like, hi, can I go out? Like, can I go out with like, these people tonight? And we're like, my uncle's just like, fuck, what are you talking? It's Thanksgiving. No one goes out on Thanksgiving. Like, what are you doing? And like, she comes back like 5 minutes, like, please, like, the fucking John and Jacob and Sarah and Samantha, fucking random is, oh, they're all doing that. And like, no, fuck off. You can't do that. She like keeps that. And then eventually comes to like, hey, what if my friends come over here? Or like, no, it's like, what if like Sarah comes over here? And my uncle's like, all right, yeah, fine. Fuck it. Sarah can come over here. And Sarah fucking comes over. And it's like, oh, like, what if like Natalie comes over? And my uncle's like, all right, fuck it. Now, and eventually we're fucking throwing the Thanksgiving after party for a bunch of high school seniors. And I have never felt older. I am old as fuck just watching the fucking Big Lebowski. And like, for those who don't know like, so me and my uncle know, like, we're watching, like, there's like the scene where, oh God, who's the girl where she's doing the fucking painting and she goes in on the fucking, police system and is like dropping paint on the canvas and her tits are out and shit. And then like all these like high school girls like, ew, what are you guys watching? We're just like, bro, it's the Big Lebowski. We've been watching this for an hour. Okay. Like, I'm sorry that and they think it's just the weirdest fucking, until we met the coolest fucking high schooler ever. The one guy who showed up, this kid named, I don't know, I'll make up another name for him. We'll call him, I don't know, Victor. And Victor was the coolest fucking high school kid I have ever met. One guy comes over, first he's like, oh, you guys watching Big Lebowski? Like, nice, cool. Sits down, and this kid, like, like all these like high school girls are like fucking, like weird, creepy older guys, our friend's dad, and then this weird cousin fucking guy. Whatever. This dude talks to us and he's like, oh, and he's like, oh, like your older cousin's cousin. He's like, oh, that's sick, dude. Like, I heard you're a doctor. And I'm like, oh no, I'm the other cousin. And then she goes, oh, you're not the doctor cousin, you're the gaming cousin. And I'm just like, oh, like what? I'm the gaming cousin, dude. Like, I was like, yeah, man, that's me. And he's like, oh, that's really cool. Like, so you just play video games and like, that's what you do. Like, that's sick. I'm like, okay, dude, you're making me feel like the fucking loser of the family or some shit. And then I started to fuck with him. And cause he's like, no, man, like, I don't know. Like, you got like that fucking tattoo. And I was like, oh yeah, like I got another one on my leg and stuff. And I'm like, and then me and my uncle just start fucking with him. And I'm like, yeah, like, it's just good to be back with family. I just got out of prison, actually. And we're like fucking with this kid, trying to make him think that I'm like some fucking hard, like, I'm that cousin that like shows like, yeah, good to be back with the family. Just got out of fucking prison. And then I just go like, so like, are you guys doing any drugs? Just fucking hit him with like, yeah, so like, what kind of drugs did you do? And he's like, oh no, like, not me, sir. Like, just like fucking like, let's. But then we're like, hey man, we're busting your balls, we're fucking with you. But then we tell him, we like, I don't know, like, it's hard to explain. This kid was just so fucking funny and like relatable. So then me and my uncle have this thing where like, so for oldest cousin, and this started back when she first got into high school, anytime she would like talk about a boy, or like we heard about her like dating some guy, me and my uncle would always just have like this bit. And like my uncle's like very like not this kind of person. He's like a very successful, has worked for multiple giga tech companies in the Bay Area as like an executive. Very like one of the most successful people I know. Not really like this, but we like to pretend this way. And we're like, yo, older cousin's talking to like some new guy, and I'm like, oh, fucking get the baseball bat, man. Get the baseball bat. Let's pull up. Let's show them what's good. And we act like we're gonna go like kick the shit out of these like high school kids, any of these high school boys who like talk to my older cousin. And so we expose this. We expose this to Victor. We're like, yeah, man, we like always threaten to like beat up like any guy that older cousin talks to. And it was really fun. In fact, I even have the message. This was literally like, I got this. This is literally a text from my uncle. This is like how me and my uncle text that like I'm in town for Thanksgiving. This is Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Wednesday at 6:48. He said, you know, and again, hiding names. He says, older cousin has some dude coming over. She wants me to meet him. So if you want to come with me and judge him and fuck him up, let me know. Otherwise, see you tomorrow. Because like I will go over, and me and my uncle will do some whole fucking bit where we try to fucking intimidate this guy just to fuck with him. Your cousin must be embarrassed. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of it. Anyways, anyway, so we tell this guy about that. And we're like, yeah, man, like, you know, we threaten to like beat up. And then, dude, this kid, without missing a beat, is like, oh, dude, you guys need to fuck up Josh from our school. Like, this kid has actually been bringing in like drugs to school, and like kids have been like, you know, using drugs from him, and he's like kind of sketchy. You guys need to fuck him up. And we're like, yeah, well, like, yo, give us, and we're like, okay, give us names. Which of the guys from this fucking high school have even talked to older cousin? He's like, yeah, man, I fucking got you. So I'm like, listen, Victor, you know what? You're part of the squad now. We're going to get you a baseball bat. You can pull up in the truck with us. We're going to go fuck these kids up. And he was like, yeah, man, like I'm like, listen, like he's like, listen, guys, like, you know, I'm kind of, you know, I don't know if I want to like, beat up the kid. I'll drive for you guys though. Like, I have my license. I can drive for you. We're like, yeah, that's the attitude. Oh, we'll work you up to the baseball. He's like, yeah. Dude, this kid was so fucking funny. So I'm then talking to him, and I'm like, yo, so Victor, like, you know, because I'm like, you know, like all the girls like don't really know. They're like not into like the whole Twitch scene, but they know a lot of people like adjacent to it, right? Like, they were talking about oh, this was great. I think it was because it was Leslie's birthday on Thanksgiving, and I said something like, oh, like, yeah, it's like one of my friends like Thanksgiving or birthday on Thanksgiving, like yada yada. And then anytime I mention like that's the other thing, is like, because dude, they're like, I also learned what platforms are cool and aren't cool. First of all, dude, the kids don't call it IG. Wait, the mic sound changed? Oh, did I fuck up my mic again? Oh no. Hold on, pause. Tech pause. Are we good? Did I fuck it up? Hello? No, all good? Okay. No, they don't. Bro, yeah, they don't call it IG. They call it, I think the weirdest thing was they would call it Instagram. They would call it Instagram. Like the full word. And I was like, what the fuck? And I actually think my youngest cousin is Gen Alpha, and she calls it Instagram. She doesn't even say Insta. She's like, oh, Instagram. And I'm like, what the fuck? You don't shorten it? Like, is that not a thing you guys do? Who doesn't call it IG is super, I don't know. Anyways, I think she's Gen Alpha because she's 13. If you're 13, you're Gen Alpha, right? Anyways. So they know, like, I forgot when it was that, like, I think it was like either like they know of Ray. They know Valkyrie. Is like, of the friends I like, that's the one they know. So now when I mention a friend, they're like, we want to see their Instagram. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So I'd mentioned Foosley or something we want to see your Instagram. I was like, okay, cool. So pulled up their Instagram, and they're like, oh my God, she met Bella Porch. And that was like instantly, like they saw some picture of her with Bella Porch, and then we're all like, oh my God, Bella Porch, like that's great. And they like, so they're okay. So here's what I've learned: they're deep into TikTok, deep into Instagram. A lot of them don't really fuck with YouTube. They're not really big on YouTube right now. Or at least my cousins and their friends. And where was I going with this? Oh, they all use Snapchat apparently. I remember Snap was big in like early college for me, and then it just died. Like, I feel like if you're out of high school, Snap's just probably dead, right? Yeah, in 2013. Okay, here's my theory about Snapchat. I think Snap died and then COVID revived it. Dude, bro. Listen, I think this is what's weird. For anyone who's like around my age, we remember like Snap being fucking massive, like 2012, 2013, 2014, like around that. I remember it being fucking huge. And then I just felt like it just like giga died. But no, dude, it's like all the fucking kids use it. They're like super into it. Remember your Snap streaks? I think that's where I got the habit of like posting like the selfies of me pooping on IG, is because like me and my buddies in college used to just like send selfies to each other while we were like taking shits. But like when we did I don't know, we used to just send deranged shit to each other on Snap. Like Snapchat was like I had like a boys group chat. This is dude. Okay, this is another little like pet peeve of mine, and I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like sometimes when I tell stories about like my shenanigans, this is why I can't tell these stories when like I feel like I can tell it maybe to my community, but I feel like I've told these stories when I've been like with other streamers, and their communities are just like, oh my, like what the fuck is wrong with Blau? That's sick. I can't believe you. And I'm like, I like, dude, it was the fucking, like, I'm sorry if you weren't like with that crew of like the boys in college. I can't explain to you why we did those things. We're just fucking boys trolling each other. Like the boys, like the shit we would send each other on Snapchat was obviously deranged and fucking, you know, but like, I don't know how to explain that. What the fuck is Be Real? Boys will be no, dude. And I mean, like, okay, listen, I think there's like, listen, I'm not saying that we're like talking about girls like, yeah, man, like her fucking tits are great, or like, yo, like, you know, like we're not like being like offensive or derogatory to women. We're not doing fucking weird frat bro sexual assault shit. No, we're like we're it's like stuff that we do with each other, like me and the boys do. Like I have like one of our friends, like his name was Michael, and we used to just like fuck with Michael all the time. And I think one of the funny, I get that there's like fucking pranks that you played on your, like, we're all roommates. We all lived with each other for like 4 years. They're like brothers to me, right? And like, this is one of those things where it's like, I feel like if people didn't understand this kind of humor, like that boys did this shit with each other, they're like, oh my God, that's so messed up. You're admitting to a crime there. And it's like, no, that's just like what we did. I don't do this with roommates now. I'm like older now. I'm like, this is when I was fucking like 19. Anyways, Michael was taking a shower. This would have been in like when we were like sophomores, juniors in college. And I learned that the latch on his bathroom, it's like one of those like latches that like just like claws down like this. So if you take like a thin object, like a butter knife, you can like slide it between the door and then unlock it. So I'd unlock so this is one of my best friends. Unlocked the door. and I just like snuck into the bathroom with him. And he's like, and he was like full on showering, and it was the fucking best. It's like in like one of those longer times. And this is one of the best fucking, and here's the thing, the butter knife turned out to be a perfect prop for this too. So he's showering, and I happen to catch him when he's in that phase where it's like right after you shampoo, and you're letting the water like rinse all the shampoo. So he's like facing towards the faucet, head down, all the shampoo, probably the water going over his ears, like can't hear shit. So I like through the curtain, and I just get in the shower with him, fully clothed, and then I just have that holding the knife, and I'm just like, just right fucking behind him, dead silent. He's like fucking finished, you know, it's loud. There's the shower, finishes his hair, like comes back, wipes some water down, turns off the shower. It's like dead silent. Turns off the shower. He turns around, and I'm just like with a fucking butter knife. And he's like, oh fuck! Fucking screams, slips, grabs his fucking like shower curtain to try and save himself, and I'm like worried he's gonna fall, so I like drop the knife, trying to like, oh my, oh fuck, sorry, like trying to like grab him so he doesn't fall. Anyways, yeah, that's the kind of shit we did to each other. Like, please tell me it was on Halloween. Dude, it was on fucking Halloween. It was probably on like a Tuesday afternoon, dude. I like, I don't know, but like, I guess it's weird. I've told stories like this with other streamers in their communities, and I feel like the chatters have been like, whoa, what the fuck? That's so messed up. Whereas like for me, I'm like, yo, like, I feel like that shit was actually, am I crazy? But I feel like shit like that, not like that specifically, but like that general area of shit, it's pretty common for a group of like 5 guys that live with each other for 4 years of college. Like, I don't know. Anyways, God, I feel like this is like a fucking Leslie storytelling because we got totally off topic. Yeah, but no. Happy Wheels, it is one of those things where like, okay, I can understand that. Like, if you don't get it, like if you either weren't like one of the boys doing this shit, or like you weren't a girl kind of witnessing the fucking boys' behavior doing this shit, I could understand that me telling these stories, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with him? I did that stupid shit and I'm a girl, so yeah. I feel like there's like some groups of girls that probably did some degenerate fucking shit. Fiery Death, thanks for the 38 months. Yeah, I mean, but it's like I think it's like different. Like, I guess I'm saying it's like different when it's like you and your crew are like all just like fucking with each other and doing dumb shit with each other, because it's like there's almost like, you know, it's like, hey, we're in the fucking group, you know, anything fucking goes. As long as you're not like doing shit to other people, that's fine, you know. Anyways, crazy tangent. Back to Thanksgiving. Back to the fact that that older cousin, older in that she's the older of the two. Oh, we'll call her high school cousin. High school cousin has now brought over all of these girls to the fucking house for Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving high school. No, it was a party. It's like a little kickback. There was like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 of them. And then there's one guy, Victor, who we realize is the fucking shit. This kid's the coolest kid I've met. But then we're talking to Victor, and I'm like, yeah, like, so Victor, like, do you play games? And he's like, dude, no, and I'm getting bullied for it. And that's where, this is where like my hypothesis and everyone's thoughts about like, oh, gaming's cool now. Dude, it's fucking true. Because Victor was like, guys, I get fucking bullied for it. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, dude, yeah, like all the other guys on the Lax team like are like, you know, want me to fucking play games with them. I'm like, oh, hold up. Laxy's like, he's like, oh yeah, like I'm play lacrosse. And then we're like, and you know, we do a little side topic to ask about lacrosse. Turns out he's looking at possibly committing to like D1 schools on the East Coast. Like, this kid's legit at lacrosse. Like, he's fucking good. And he's like, you know, he's like pretty like, he's dude, he's like a pretty, okay, like this is where it gets like, he's like, listen, he has the potential to be good looking in a few years' time. That's what I'll say. He has the potential to be good looking in a few years' time. He's a like tall kid, really well spoken. He's funny, great stuff. Red flag. Bro, what am I like? There have been 0 days since Blau's had an incident. What else am I supposed to fucking say? By the way, you guys are acting like kids in high school these days look like, fucking preteens, dude. The fucking kids in high school nowadays, there are guys in high school who grow more facial hair in a week than I've grown in my entire life. These kids have fucking mustaches, full-on beards. They've already, developed wrist problems before me. Like, it's insane. Whatever. Kid's gonna be good looking. He's tall, plays lacrosse, doesn't play video games. This dude would have been a Giga Chad in like high school during my time. And I'm telling him the story about how I used to hide my video games. I've told you guys this story before. Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X Part 2, because anime also wasn't cool when I was in high school. I had to hide those games, especially Final Fantasy X Part 2. Chat, I would not be the same. I would have been dragged through the fucking mud of my high school if people found out I was playing
Back in my day,
a fucking anime game where the main premise is you change the power of the girls by dressing them up in different clothes. Fucking love Final Fantasy X Part 2, by the way. Very underrated game. Phenomenal. Anyways, I would hide that shit when like friends came over to my place. And he's like, yeah, dude, like I get bullied for like not playing games. Like there's like a bunch of kids in my school like, dude, like you're fucking weird. You don't play any games and shit like this. And then he's like, and then I'm like, yeah, man, but like you play lax, like you're like on the varsity lax team, gonna go to like D1. Like I was like, you gotta like pull girls, right? And he's like, nah, dude, I'm holeless. I get no hose. Listen, and the way he was describing it was so funny. He's like, listen, man, like this kid at our school, like Call of Duty player. Like doesn't do shit, doesn't do anything else, terrible grades, like whatever. But because he's some cracked fucking Call of Duty player and like all the guys are, oh, he's so fucking good at COD. All of a sudden he's pulling up bitches left and right, tons of girls. Captain of our football team, no one fucking cares about him. But these kids who are good at Fortnite and Call of Duty, all of a sudden they got all the hoes. And I'm like, holy shit, the revolution happened. And I'm like, it's too late for me. So yeah, I can confirm, at least from the account. And here's the thing, I feel like I can confirm it because Victor was not the gamer, and he's the one who like felt really left out that he didn't play video games. So how do we reach that point? Because people's attraction, whether it be to girls or guys, is based off of them being like, proficient or good at things, and people like skill and traits that are admired. And I think I low-key think the other thing is that like people saw that you could like be very successful playing games. Either
Blau,
as like,
it's all about how you feel, not how long you popped out of your mom.
Okay, Digital Prince, that's a really nice message. It's like, it's all about how you feel, not about how long. But I'm gonna tell you, it doesn't. Chad, it doesn't matter how old I think I feel or look. Age divided by 2 plus 7, chat. Age divided by 2 plus 7. You want a good metric for life? Age divided by 2 plus 7. Thank you so much. Don't do anything else. Don't be like, well, and people do this. They'll go like, yeah, but if someone's legal, or like, oh, but other cultures. No, chat. A great method for life. Age divided by 2 plus 7. And don't argue it. Just go on with your life. There's also an esports club in my high school. Age divide by, okay, let me preface that. Age divide by 2 plus 7 once you are of legal age. Thank you so much. Age divide by, okay. Age divided by 2 plus 7 is like kind of like a general rule of thumb for where you should be like dating people for like age differences, you know? Like, for instance, if you're 30 years old, age divided by 2 plus 7 brings you to 22. So 30 divided by 2 is 15 plus 7 is 22. It's like, oh, if you're 30 years old, you can date somebody who's 22. That's not like that crazy. Okay. But if you're 18, that's 16, that's not. Okay, that's why I said like both people are, after both people are of age 18. Dude, I never want to get into the weird arguments about a 18-year-old dating a 16-year-old, fucking 17-year-old dating a 19-year-old. I don't, listen, I'm past that. I don't have to worry about that. Listen, that's for y'all. Those of you who are still in high school, or like you're in high school and you're about to go to college, but you've been dating someone who's like a year younger than you, but they were born like kind of in an off year. And so you're going to, I don't, that's for y'all to fucking worry about. I'm staying far away from that. Yeah, just, oh God, just don't be weird. Like, I don't know. This is one of those topics where like some people are like, well, like nothing like crazy changes like on your 18th birthday. It's like, well, no, just don't fuck with it. You want honest life advice? You want to know the really safe advice? All the way through high school, if you start dating in high school, only date someone at max who is a grade older or lower than you. And in college, only date someone who is a grade older or lower than you. And then after college, only date people who are 21 and older and who are out of college. But don't but blah. Just do that. Just do that. Just do that.